Hola, mi nombre es Angélica Bernabé, soy la directora del Centro Especializado en Tartamudez aquí en Perú. Y hoy día estoy con Gareth Walkom. Él es también una persona que tartamudea y él es originario de Inglaterra, pero actualmente vive en Bélgica. Y bueno, él es uno de los expertos y líderes en este tema de la terapia de realidad virtual aplicada al tratamiento de la tartamudez. Ha hecho su maestría y sigue estudiando este tema. Así que hoy día tengo el honor de que esté aquí con nosotros. Él ya se ha presentado en otros periódicos bastante conocidos como The Guardian y la BBC, por ejemplo. Entonces, bueno, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you for the chance to, for the chance for me to speak about my story and stuff.
Yeah, I'm sure it's going to be very interesting for Latin American people to hear a bit about your research and about the things you're doing related to virtual reality applied in stuttering therapy. So, well, to start, just a general question. What can you tell us about virtual reality for stuttering treatment?
Virtual reality is used a lot within, for example, fear of public speaking and also phobias. And more it's becoming used within stuttering treatments to basically expose the clients who stutter into speaking situations. So, for example, they could be placed in a scene where they have to talk to one person in the scene, and within this, the speech therapist will be able to observe what they do. Or they could be in a scene where they are giving a speech to many people at the same time.
Yeah, and that's pretty interesting because it allowed us to practice in a safe space with a therapist, and I mean, rather than just jump into the complicated situation.
Yeah, yes. So it's a fantastic bridge from the safe therapy place into the real thing, because as we know, it's very difficult to practice real life situations, and especially to have control of this situation. But virtual reality can allow you to create any situation that you like, and to adjust this. So, for example, if somebody is starting to get too scared, and then you can easily stop this at any time, which is very difficult to do in the real thing. So with VR, it's very, very safe.
Yeah. As you mentioned, if it's a very, very complicated situation, the person just can't stop, and the therapist, of course, also, and take off the glasses and talk a little bit about it. Yeah. So can you explain a little bit about how it works? Like, I mean, for those who are still learning how virtual reality works, the person needs to use special glasses. There is special programs. Could you share a bit about it?
Yeah. So with VR, you can use all sorts of virtual reality headsets, including your mobile phone. And with your mobile phone, you can install special virtual reality experiences that you can very easily use with, I've got one here, so with a Google cardboard. So it's just a very simple cutout here, and you unfold it. Put the straps on just like this, and then your phone slides in here. So it's very easy and very cheap to use. You then have some like the Samsung Gear VR, and this allows you also to put your phone inside, just there. But there are some that are much more advanced, for example, like the Oculus Quest. And the Oculus Quest doesn't require a mobile phone, but it's very easy to use. And within these headsets, you can install certain scenes. But something that I noticed in the past is that not many of these virtual experiences are specific to speaking situations. So although there may be some for public speaking and so on, it doesn't quite focus on the speech and how the person feels within it. So I've actually started to make this myself, and this is based on the research that I have done in the past, and it will also be in Spanish, so that's very nice for your listeners to hear, and I'm hoping to have something ready very soon. So yeah, like if people want to know more about this, then feel free to send an email to me, and I'll be able to explain more about that side of things.
Yeah. And something also really interesting that I was thinking was the AI tracking that you are also working with. And yeah, that's really fantastic, because it's like with that you can see where the person is looking at. Because for people who stutter, for us who stutter, was usual that while we are talking, we used to tend to look to the other side or to close our eyes, and that kind of stuttering behaviors can be very, very common. So with that, could you explain us a little bit also about it?
Yeah, so like who said, sometimes people who stutter can close, flicker, or fixate their eyes in the moment of a stutter. And this can happen to varying degrees. So one person may close their eyes more than others. For example, I do tend to close my eyes quite a lot. And yeah, like it just happens every now and then. It's something that you can train yourself to and improve. But the way that this is usually measured is by a speech and language therapist, which is totally fine. But it's very difficult for a speech therapist to analyze these exact moments and how long somebody has closed their eyes for and so on, especially as they have to assess many different things at the same time. So if speech therapists had a certain tool which would allow them to assess these and to assist them, then this would be able to help. And what I did is I basically created software that uses virtual reality that can track the eyes of the person wearing the headset. So, for example, with a normal virtual reality headset, you can't see the person's eyes, which isn't very good for speech therapy, especially like the person could have their eyes closed throughout the whole time. So you need to know if they have their eyes open and what their eyes are doing in that situation. And the software that I created can track the exact moment that somebody closes their eyes and how long their eyes are closed for. So this basically assists the speech therapist into understanding more about what the person is up to with their eyes. They can also understand the amount of time where the person looks within the scene. So, for example, if you were to look more at this plant more than my face, and then could be able to say this. I can show a test video if that's okay to show.
Yeah, I can share it.
Okay, I'll see if I can share my screen. Right, so you can see this?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a test video from my master's, and within the scene you can see a live image of my eyes. Of course it's not now because I'm speaking to you right now. And you can see that as I move my head, the scene within virtual reality also moves. Now there aren't two scenes. This is the left eye and this is the right eye. In order to make the virtual scene 3D, each eye needs to have a separate viewing position. And it may be quite hard to see, but as I do various different things with my eyes, you can see the numbers increase on the screen. This, for example, shows you if I'm poking at the head of the person that I'm speaking to, and it increases by 1 for each second. Then at the top, you've got various different places within the scene. So the roof, the back wall, and the rest of the room. Then in the center here, you have the amount of time that my eyes are closed for. So I decided to group these into milliseconds and seconds. And when my eyes are closed for a certain amount of time, the number will increase depending on the amount of time that my eyes were closed for. Then with this information, the speech therapist can understand how long the person had their eyes closed for, where they were looking within the scene, and then they can aim to improve this within speech therapy.
And it's really amazing. It's like it's crazy how technology can help us to improve stuttering treatment. And even if it's going to take a little bit of time till everybody can have access to this. It's crazy how more things are coming and it's basically everything to improve the treatment. So that's really great.
Yeah, it's like the rate that the technology advances is so fast, and it's often very hard for me to keep up with it, because next year they are hoping to release some virtual reality headsets that can track the facial movements as well. And within stuttering treatment, this would be really great, because then you know what sort of things the person was doing with their face, whether if there was some sort of tension there, and so on. So it's really exciting times, and I'm really pleased that I'm involved with this kind of area, especially from the stuff that I've studied in the past, and the experience that I've had at university has really kind of led up to this moment where I'm now turning this research into something that people can use.
Yeah, yeah, it's really really great. And what do you think is the future of virtual reality?
Um,
People who stutter, of course.
okay, so for people who stutter, so I think that stuff like this will be in many speech therapy clinics, and it will not it will not replace the speech therapist, but it will assist the speech therapist into helping them to give the best feedback that they can. And also for people who stutter, it will be available on their phones, in their pockets, and they can work on whatever they need at their own pace. So yeah, like I think it's got a huge future, and I'm really excited to see where it does go. Especially as the technology improves, we'll also see the price drop, which of course is the best thing.
Yeah, because I'm really sure that a lot of people would have this question now in mind, and it's how much or how expensive this is. And well, I know that for this eye tracking it could be a little bit more, but for the, I mean, I don't know the name of the that special machine, but I know that can be very very cheap. So could you tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, so the cheapest ones are about $15 dollars. So these ones here, these just here are the hardest part to make out of the whole headset itself, because essentially it's just a piece of cardboard, but the lens you can actually make from a plastic bottle. Then you glue the sides of it, and then you insert a porter inside the lens, and that's how you can make that for free. But if you want to purchase this, you can find these online for about $15. The Samsung is about 75. Then you move into the Oculus Quests, and the Quest 2 is about 500. So it does start to increase. Then if you want the eye tracking, it can get a bit more expensive. But yeah, like as the years go by, the price drops a lot, and in the past it used to be so much money for even the cheapest ones. So yeah, like we are seeing it go down and down, which I think is great.
Yeah, and very good for a lot of people who started here in treatment, or those who are starting to use this technology in our daily practice. As we were talking before, like for this year, my goal was to start using this virtual reality, but then Corona came, so now it's everything online. But yeah, I'm sure it's something that there are a lot of people are using already, and I'm sure a lot of people were very interested on knowing more a little bit about it.
If anybody would like to try this out, then feel free to send an email. I'm sure that you would be able to share it with them, and yeah, it will be in Spanish, so let me know if you're interested. And I'm always finding ways to improve it, so please let me know if there are ways that people think to that it can be improved as well.
Yeah. So, Gareth, thank you so much for your time, for being here. It's always nice to talk with you and to share this passion of working with people who started and to improve their lives. And bueno, muchas gracias a ustedes también por haber visto este video, espero que les haya gustado y bueno, los invito también a suscribirse al canal porque se vienen muchos más videos con otros expertos y personas con tartamudez también en los siguientes meses. Así que muchas gracias a todos nuevamente y será hasta la próxima vez.